Oh, there's people in the lobby, Rosa said. No, online, I think.
I don't see anybody.
Oh, wait.
I don't see anybody.
Okay. Talk to her. Yeah. You can go ahead and start, as long as we're recording, it'll be.
We are recording.
Okay. Okay, let's call the September 18th meeting of the Albany County Planning Board to order. We have a quorum. Kate is unfortunately unable to be here today, but we have Brian, Tayshawn, Jeff, and Amy are in attendance, so we meet the quorum requirement. Do any of the board members need to recuse themselves from any cases today?
No.
Do any of the board members need to leave prior to 5 p.m. today? Are you in a time bind?
No.
We are probably going to be here a little late. Okay, introduction of Anne Marie Salmon, our Director of Economic Development, Conservation and Planning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we go back to the, so we can take care of some meeting minutes stuff, back to the April 25th or April 2025 meeting. Brian, Tayshawn, and Jeff need to approve the April minutes. Does anybody have any questions or changes to that, to those minutes? I make the motion. I concur.
A long time coming.
All right. Now we go to the July meeting of 2025. Hey, Tayshawn, Brian, and Amy. We need 3, but we have 4. Does anybody have any questions or changes to those minutes?
Nope, I make a motion.
I second.
I concur.
Said
All in
April.
favor?
Jeez.
There we go. Now we need a motion from the board to move all referrals with staff opinion, defer to the local consideration to the front of the agenda and vote on them as a group.
Make a motion. Second.
Go ahead.
Second.
I concur. We're all set. Okay. Our first case, Canis Dispensary. Applicant's name, John D. Peckham. Location, 402 North Pearl Street, Municipality, City of Albany, parcel size 9,816 square feet. Zoning mixed use form-based warehouse district, tax map number 65.16-1-27. Referring agency, the City of Albany Planning Board. We're going to go right to staff opinion. Defer to local consideration. Should I read this every case, or can I just say there's an advisory? An advisory? It's just sort of different.
Yeah, we read the advisory, but not the staff opinion for defer.
Okay. All right. So we have the advisory note that goes with the defer to local consideration. The applicant should be required to provide adequate parking for the proposed use to avoid traffic congestion. All parking should be delineated on the plan. Number 2, construction of a single unit dwelling. Lena and Matt Passeri, 653 Morris Street, City of Albany. 0.07 acres, residential, 2-unit R2, City of Albany Planning Board. Again, defer to local consideration. Case Griffin, minor subdivision. Applicant's name, Wesley Griffin. 35 Pinnacle Road, Town of Bern. This is 104.5 acres. RAF, residential agricultural forestry, 92.2-51, Town of Bern Planning Board, referring it to us. Staff notes, again, defer to local consideration. Next case, project, Stephen Munn Solar Project. Applicants' names, Scott Ferentz and Alex Martin. 14 Halter Road, Glenmont, New York, municipality, town of Bethlehem. Parcel size 0.01 acres, which doesn't make sense because this array has got to be on a bigger parcel size than that. It's a residential, lot, so that needs to be fixed.
Sorry, I kind of missed that. Oh, okay.
Also,
It can't be 0.01.
especially when the array itself is 0.01.
Zoning, residential A, referring agency, town of Bethlehem Planning Board. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Okay. Project name, Pine Ridge Estates Lot Line Adjustment. Applicant's name, Lois Realty LLC. Project location, 1737 US 9W. Municipality, town of Queens, parcel size, 35.76 acres. Zoning, C-1P Plan Commercial, Town of Queens Planning Board / Zoning Board of Appeal. I'm going to read the consideration. Lot line adjustment of 3.1 acres to be merged with Pine Ridge Estates. Our staff opinion is defer to local consideration. My question, I had a question to Gopika earlier and I'm just bringing it up. This is a mobile home park, trailer park, and they're adding land to it. And I asked Gopika, what's the further potential for this? None has been stated in this. So are we gonna, in the future, will we expand the mobile home park? Will we do work there? We don't know what's coming, but we should be aware of it. Okay. Next project, land / regarding, leveling and regarding. Applicant's name is William and Lauren Horner. 314 Old Ravina Road, town of Queens, 5.10 acres. Zoning 1-3P industrial. Referring agency, the town of Queens / Zoning Board of Appeals. Defer to local consideration is the staff opinion. Next project. Zoning law amendment, chapter 190 of the town of Colony. Applicant's name, town of Colony. Project location, town-wide. Municipality, town of Colony. Referring agency is the town of Colony Legislative Board. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. This is the local town amending its zoning to update itself and do a better job. So we always support these. Next case. Project name, area variance for minor subdivision. Applicant's name is Akil Abbas Mughal. 2 Lindbergh Drive, town of Colony, parcel size 0.37 acres, single family residence. And staff opinion is defer to local consideration, but we have an advisory note on this case. Any access proposed via state road with required review and necessary permits from the New York State Department of Transportation. In other words, they should seek approval from the New York State, right?
Right.
Okay, next case, King Motors LLC. 1338 Loudon Road, town of Colony, 0.99 acres. Encore Neighborhood Commercial Office Residential District, town of Colony. The Zoning Board of Appeals is the referring agency. And we go right to staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Next case, single family dwelling. Applicant's name, F&D Builders, 3975 Albany Street, Schenectady, town of Colony, parcel size 0.2 acres. Zoning, single family residence, referring agency, town of Colony Zoning Board of Appeals. Staff opinion, defer to local consideration. Next case, ATM Development. Applicant's name, CBRE, Bank of America. 1611 Western Ave is the location, municipality, town of Gilwood. Parcel size is 8,568 square feet. Zoning, TOD, transportation oriented development. Referring agency is the town of Gilwood Zoning Board of Appeals. Staff opinion, defer to a local consideration. And do we have any questions on this? Anybody want to make a comment?
So we've got this article,
Yeah.
it's not part of it, but it says that basically they're putting in a restaurant.
It's a separate application. This is the abutting parcel here.
For the abutting parcel, they're going to
I
create
see.
a standalone ATM along.
I mean, yeah, this is just a ATM.
The ATM itself, no biggie.
Yeah. Okay, everybody's good with that? We'll move on. Next case, beauty salon. Applicant's name, Brett Yori. Project location, 1834 Western Avenue, town of Gilwood. Parcel size, 8,276 square feet. Zoning, business, non-retail, professional district. Referring agency, town of Gilwood Zoning Board of Appeals. And staff opinion is defer to local consideration. Next project. Planet Dispensary. Applicant's name is Canna Planet. Project location 2093 Western Ave. Municipality, town of Gilwood. Parcel size 3.8 acres. Zoning, local business district. Referring agency, town of Gilwood Zoning Board of Appeals. Staff opinion is again defer to local consideration. I'm just going to mention I had a question to Topeka about this. A few months ago, we approved another cannabis dispensary on the other side of 155 where the CVS crosses, right? Where the cone zone used to be. So we're going to have two dispensaries, probably about 600 or 700 feet apart
At that intersection.
at that intersection. And this is coming from Gilwood. So I don't know when we hit the max, or I don't know when enough is enough. But I asked Topeka and they have no zoning, and this was an issue at the Capital District Regional Planning Commission when we went for training a few years ago in Massachusetts. They said that they found that they managed to put too many stores in one area and managed to kill stores. So there you go. But we'll move on, and I don't have an issue.
It's not next to a school or anything, so.
No,
And
it's in a business district. It's an
Yeah,
approved
and nothing in their
use.
zoning code says that they cannot have a cannabis district.
No, that's right. You could check. So, but I can still bring it up. Project name, special use permit, kennel/dog daycare. Applicant's name, Lauren Conti. Project location, 312 New Scotland South Road. Municipality, town of New Scotland, parcel size, 21.39 acres. Zoning, industrial-industrial. Okay, referring agency is the town of New Scotland Planning Board. And the staff opinion is defer to local consideration.
It's an industrial district.
Yeah,
Before we look at voting,
There's also
hang
one
on. Okay, we got
on
it now.
page 4.
Okay. There,
can I skip?
There's others, I think, coming.
Did we get
I'm
that?
not sure. There was an issue with the Teams link.
That's it.
Apparently, this is why normally we would be up and down, and there was an issue with the Teams link, and there's some people waiting to come into the meeting, but they're not able to get into the meeting. So I wanted to just pause in case any of the people coming on were for any of the defers,
Oh.
if in fact that was something we wanted to.
the
Consider.
link that was posted on our webpage was for August and not September, so people are not able to log into the correct
Oh.
link. So that's why we were trying to figure it out, but they are able to get into the right link now.
Okay,
Yes, so I think there were a few more, but I don't know. They're probably coming slowly.
Yeah, we can give everybody a minute to join the meeting.
I guess there's three more. We're kind of both conversing with our director of operations, who's on the call in her office right now, and she's trying to facilitate some of this. So again, I apologize for the delay. We're just trying to make it so everybody who wants to be here can be here. Yes, sir.
Yes, we can continue.
Right. So we had finished with the,
All the different.
panel, we had finished, okay,
mhm.
all right. Those are our defers. Can we get a motion to accept all the defers and vote in them at one time?
I make that motion.
Thank you. A second?
A second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor? Okay. Next case, on to the modified. Construction of dwelling units, applicant's name, Fred Dargurst, Habitat for Humanity Capital District. Project location 30-38 Albany Street, municipality, city of Albany, parcel size 0.19 acres. Zoning, residential townhouse. Referring agency, city of Albany Planning Board. Staff opinion, modify local approval to include review by the New York State Office of Parks and Recreation and Historic Preservation for the potential impacts on archaeological and historic resources should be required. Advisory note number 1, applicant should be required to provide adequate parking for the proposed use and avoid traffic congestion. All parking should be delineated on the plan.
Where is this at on North Pearl Street?
This is on Albany Street where it intersects. It's,
Intersection with Pearl. North
Yeah.
Pearl.
it's right. You want to bring that up?
I can open up the site plan. Quickly remove it.
Dan on the call?
Didn't seem like it, I don't think.
No,
Somebody else waiting to get in though.
no, Dan Hirschberg is not on the call.
Wow.
That is surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising. Yeah.
So is the building supposed to take up that whole lot?
Couple of lots, actually. All of these lots.
Yeah, so we're,
So it's,
Yeah,
so it's
four
four
lots.
townhouses on 4 lots.
Yeah,
mhm.
but I guess I'm saying that to say, I mean, where would they put parking at?
Yeah, that was my question. I mean, is it street parking or what?
Is there like lots that they have behind or next to it
No.
that's theirs?
This is the city of Albany.
Yeah, no, I'm getting,
Yeah.
you get where I'm going.
That was my question.
Because we have it as, I'm not questioning the note. I'm really just saying. There's,
The city code doesn't require parking to be mandatory for this proposal. So which is why we have that as an advisory rather than
Got
a fine.
we get roped into this all the time. But
So it's basically gonna be 4 adjacent townhouses.
Yes.
It looks like there's a dwelling right.
I know that where they are.
On the corner,
So
4 townhouses on the corner.
it's about 110 foot of road frontage. What's a car 12 foot?
Probably 14.
Yeah,
Parking spots are 18 feet deep.
Okay.
Don't get
You're
your
only
own
talking 5-6 spots before. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if they can get them.
Just a thought. I mean,
Okay. No, it's,
as soon as you say anything North Pearl Street, downtown Albany,
right.
4 townhouses, you know, on the corner.
yeah.
Very interesting. Wonder who's gonna rent those apartments.
Right.
Okay, that's it. That's all I have.
Okay. Any other question? Do we have a motion to accept staff opinion?
A motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Concur. Okay. Expansion and construction of a 4-story structure. Applicant's name is Chanda Dewati. Project location 315 Northern Boulevard. Municipality, City of Albany, parcel size 6.51 acres. Zoning, mixed use neighborhood. Referring agencies, City of Albany Planning Board. Staff opinion. Modify local approval to include review by New York State Office of Parks and Recreation and Historic Preservation for the potential impacts on archaeological and historic resources should be required.
Can you put up the site plan on that one? Sure.
This is where the hotel was, right? Wasn't this a hotel previously?
Wasn't it near the old Philip Schuyler High School?
Other side.
Yeah.
By the park,
Yeah,
right?
they converted the hotel, didn't they, to rental units, I think.
So,
There you go.
I'm trying to see if there's a better map.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Floor plan.
Elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 315 is the old high school. That's the apartments.
Right.
And this says it's going to be attached to that.
You're right. It's a huge addition that goes
Yeah.
on the
Oh, that
old
open space?
building
Yeah, they're adding another 97.
units.
They're basically doubling it.
Yeah.
103 to 200.
Yeah. But you notice they only include 36 spaces of parking space too. There's your addition.
This is the,
Okay.
I'm just going to share the screen quickly.
Have my opinions.
Yeah, it's a big addition. Is there only room for 36 spaces?
Well, if that's on that side, there's not, if that's on the back side of that building, there's not a lot of room on the back side of that building.
yeah, because that's where isn't it like a
A little offshoot.
trail back there, like
Yeah.
a walking trail
Yeah.
or something?
On both sides. That's Livingston, right? That's,
Yeah.
yeah. So like on that back side, there's not much back there. And then on the other side, as you come around, there's not much on that side either.
Mm,
So they don't have a lot of room for
lot of space.
Unless they make that.
So they had a problem where they got the soccer field or whatever else.
Yeah.
Right,
Then you're losing all the drainage.
right. You'd have to do a lot of work in that, because I think that even slopes down into that, right?
They comes down to the main road, yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, there's not,
They're going off that little wing. You see where it comes around and bends around, they're filling up that. Right.
Somebody zoom in, zoom out.
so where are they trying to put this at?
Yeah.
I thought it was the northernmost point there.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the northern hook
Where
right
the-
there. That's where the addition goes.
Yep.
It goes around the end of that and sticks.
Here.
And then they took that area in the front and turned it into parking.
Well, the area in the front is
Yeah,
Where the grass is now.
where the grass is, those are athletic fields or something.
well, it looks like that's where the parking is. It's same.
No, the parking's on another plan.
They have,
Right there,
Right there. That's the grass right there.
that's the grass, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the grass. Those are all different.
Bless you.
Those aren't parking spots.
Don't think these are parking.
What are they? They're numbered.
This wouldn't be parking. This is not a parking layout.
No, it's not a parking layout.
No, those are lots. Those are old lots. The city was selling the old twine. That's an
Oh,
old.
it's on paper map.
It's a paper map.
Just have
The lots, the 36 lots are underground on the first floor or low in the new addition.
Got it.
Very low in the new addition, because if you go to every plan, I found them
Hmm.
at home. I found them, but
Yeah, and actually I noticed up the first level, looked like it's especially low grade. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay,
that's where they are.
Yeah.
You have,
okay.
you're adding
So that-
97
That would
units.
still remain green space in the front?
Yeah.
Yes. Any other questions?
I mean, they're just assuming people are gonna take public transport.
A lot of these are supposed to be low income. In other words, yeah, well, I know, but that's what they tell you in the narrative.
so. It's the part where I know too much. So, in that location, it's mostly seniors, or older folks in that building currently.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be an extension of that.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll be getting, like, specialty bus service kind of stuff and things like that.
A
Yeah.
lot of medical transport.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then some of the people that live in there have transportation methods. So I think
Yeah.
it's a mix.
Okay.
It's a mixed bag. I mean, I think the parking in the current works, you don't really know. They could come back with another plan and say, we're gonna take up that green space, which in my brain doesn't make sense, but
No,
that's probably what they'll have to do depending, or they might just leave it and say fend for yourself. But they do allow parking around that
they drive.
that loop,
Mhm.
and it's actually pretty big.
Yeah, you can see it's pretty big,
So
so, okay. Seems fine.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Then we have a motion to accept staff opinion.
Motion.
a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next case. Women's Solar, applicant's name, RIC Development LLC. Project location 1304 through 122, State Route 143, municipality town of Queens. Parcel size 89.79. Referring agency, Town of Queens Planning / Zoning Board of Appeals. Staff opinion. Modified local approval to include a notice of intent filed with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, affirming that a stormwater pollution prevention plan has been prepared and is being implemented, or submission of a stormwater pollution prevention plan, SWIP, that is consistent with the requirements included in the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation speedies general permit for stormwater discharges, GP-0-25-001, effective January 2025. For construction activities that disturb more than 1 acre of land should be required prior to final approval. Staff note number 2, a decommissioning plan or established conditions requiring abandoned solar systems to be removed by the owner should be required to be included as part of an approval for this project. Now,
You want to look at the topographic map? for the
yeah,
project? Okay.
okay,
This is
This
paved
thing,
and drainage.
right.
It's what you-
right.
Okay.
This thing sits on a hillside
Mhm.
above the Hannah Creek. The Hannah Creek sits in its little valley. And these solar panels are up on the hill and they're not going to be seen very well from State Route 143, which is good. Start out of the way. But when they sheet water, where's that water going to go? Downhill. Right. Now, the state was trying to come up with some new guidelines for solar people on steep hillside. If you look at the topography and the grade, especially of their access road that's in this plan, you'll find that it goes uphill from 143 steeply to get up there. So we need to warn the town about erosion and their chances of putting water where it doesn't belong.
Mhm.
And Rick, the developer, should be encouraged to fix it.
You want that to be as a third note?
Well,
Right.
it's up to the board.
I believe the SWIP document will address that issue, but if you want to stress on that, we can.
Yeah, I think we should stress
on.
So is the additional thing that you really want to have in there is not just stormwater management, but erosion control?
I want to make sure that they really understand that.
Because that is pretty steep.
Tied to that, is that can you pose any issues with our, their trusting getting there?
The town should consider options to control runoff from solar array. Possibly the developer should do that, pre-approval. And water will run towards, or the water's gonna run downhill, down that road, access roadway unless controlled.
Mhm.
And it's gonna go to State Route 143.
Mhm.
And it's gonna go to the Hannah Creek. So, and we know this from our training that we got at the Capital District Regional Planning Commissions, where the state is talking about implementing new berms and stuff within solar fields, trying to catch runoff that they have found in Sullivan County on steep hillside.
I mean, it seems like they could even do something with the road so it's not quite so straight up the hill. You know, and perhaps add some berms.
Right.
And it wouldn't be tragically expensive to do that. It's certainly because, I mean, when you look at that roadway, just think of the sediment coming down there if you get a really heavy rain.
Mhm.
You know.
I mean, it's in a good spot. It's on site. People don't have to. collect
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I mean, we want 43 to end up with a sand burn.
Well, And maybe they've already taken that into consideration, but we don't see any evidence. So I don't know what you guys feel like. I don't know if we should add a note number 3 or some version of that.
So, well, Peter, you were saying you felt like the SWIP would,
The SWIP would address the stormwater runoff or additional runoff.
I personally like these notes because it makes the town board, planning board have a discussion.
Yeah,
We can add
It
it.
forces them to comment on it. And it makes, they are responsible at the end of the day for this approval or not.
yeah, I mean, does it, I mean,
And we're not tying their hands. We're not saying no.
right,
We're saying, make sure it's as good as you can get it. That's what we're saying.
yeah, because I mean, either way, it's up to them. Once
It's up to them.
mhm. If you were to add another note about, because to me, and I understand what you're saying, but to me, affirming that the stormwater pollution prevention plan has been prepared is great, but that doesn't ring the alarm bells that Brian's talking about.
Right.
The stormwater prevention pollution plan has a section which has to address the stormwater runoff.
Yeah.
Pollution control.
Should.
It
Well, we could,
It's a document.
right, we can also stress that they check if the stormwater pollution prevention plan has been checked to maybe make sure it's current with the suggested state runoff guidelines from DEC for steep slopes for solar array. Because that was in the last year at our training, that was in progress.
So do you think that there are specific guidelines yet, or are there still?
I don't know. I don't know. They were, I think, like anything else, they were supposed to come out 3 or 4 months after our training.
Mhm.
But you know how that stuff gets pushed down the road at the state level, who knows? I thought Rick would be here. RIC, the developer. They usually are.
Hi, I'm here. I'm the project manager in development. My name is Jeremy Kaufman.
Okay,
Hi, Jeremy, do you have any comments on
I would
the
just comment, I'm the project manager, not the engineer who designed these plans, but this did
Okay.
come up in the public hearing as well, and the SWIP does address that thoroughly, and it does comply with all DEC regulations. So our engineers have put extensive thought into making sure that it won't cause any runoff problems in situations where there's severe runoff concerns. That's when we'd consider a detention pond or retention pond or something of the like. That wasn't found necessary in this situation.
Do you have a SWIP already in place? Or
Yes,
a proposed
yeah.
SWIP?
We do. We submitted that with the special use permit site plan applications.
it was the town did not share it with us, so we don't have that in front
Yeah,
of us.
we don't have that in
Oh,
front of us.
okay.
We can't see
I would be
that.
happy to share that with you.
Well, that's good, but we're supposed to make a determination tonight. You want to table this so we can see it next month?
I mean, I guess I would prefer not to have the delay, but if that's what you would prefer, I'm more than happy to do that.
If I may suggest, then, Jeremy, they can email a copy of the SWIP to me, and I will share with the board. But I just want to say that there is no countywide reimbursable impact as far as stormwater goes. But if we want to include that note, the third point,
Right.
we can include that.
This isn't done well. There will be intermunicipal impacts with that state highway. So this is important.
so I think because you don't have, so here's my, cut it dry and kill it. They don't have it, it's not here. So we go based on what we have in front of us. Because if somebody else doesn't have something, we're not gonna make that same concession,
Mhm.
probably. it is what it is, so we go based on whether we're gonna add the note or not,
Yeah, let's add the note.
and,
Yeah, we make the decision based on the material.
yeah.
Yeah,
In front of us, yeah.
So, I mean,
let's add the note and the town can approve.
yeah,
Yes.
Are we adding this as a modified?
Yeah,
That's our point, yes.
And then, so we just need the wording,
Yes.
the specific wording again,
Yeah.
before we vote, just so everybody hears the wording before we vote, so we know we're
You can-
voting in that
you
word.
can stick a note in there if I have the spelling wrong
Yeah.
or something.
I'll try to read,
Right.
Scratching out this morning around 9 o'clock.
So the third comment would be the town should consider options to control runoff from solar array. Water
Will
will
run towards, run down, towards
downhill.
hill towards the Hannaford Creek in New York State 143.
Okay.
Pretty evident with their road profile where it's going to go.
So we're voting on all three comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our vote today.
Okay,
make the motion.
I second.
Everybody concur?
Yep.
All right. Next case. Quick check. Applicant's name, Tri-Capital Realty LLC. Project location, 947 Troy Schenectady Road and 2 Mill Road, Latham, New York. Municipality, Town of Colony, parcel size, 6.21 acres, zoning, commercial and residential. Referring agency, Town of Colony Planning Board. Staff opinion. Modify local approval to include review and permit by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway or involve any change of use or expansion of its existing development on a state highway should be required. Staff note number 2, review by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to determine potential jurisdiction under bulk petroleum storage regulations and that the underground storage tank UST systems meet both state 6 NYCRR Part 613 and federal 40 CFR 280 regulations should be required. Any questions or comments?
It's more like a sigh. I visited the site. It's clearly commercial. It's right on Troy Schenectady Road. Right now, there is a multi-bay kind of storage facility that obviously will be a tear down. If you go to the end of the parcel, and actually even across the from the parcel on Mill Road, you're in clearly single-family residential housing with lots of trees, very pleasant looking. The mini mart, as far as it goes, is certainly an allowed use on this site. I personally have major concerns about putting an apartment building, particularly a 4-story apartment building, adjacent to fuel pumps. But, you know, I mean, it's,
You see that, is it,
Yeah.
Yes.
there's a,
Site plan.
yeah. And I mean, a lot of the site plan has a fairly significant slope to it. So, you know, you've got so Mill Road is
No.
There it is, yeah.
so it's basically on the corner of Mill Road and Troy Schenectady. There's office buildings immediately to the other side of Mill Road on Troy Schenectady Road. There's the Peter Harris Plaza across the street. So I mean, it's clearly it's commercial, right? My concern is the interface between this residential neighborhood and
That's what's there now.
that's what's there now. Now, are they planning on leaving that, is that buffer strip not part of the development then?
There's a proposed landscape. Is that what you're asking?
No, go back to that. Go back to the picture. Okay, so the green line, is that the entire parcel that they're talking about developing?
Yep.
Okay, and go back to the site plan? And what's the proximity between the mini mart and the apartment building?
Well, that's the canopy.
There's a canopy, that's a quick check.
And where's the apartment building?
Doesn't show up. It's on that lot.
Is it
Here,
over
proposed
there?
4-story.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Gonna just, here,
That's better.
proposed 4-story apartment building, proposed quick check,
There's a road
proposed
between,
canopy.
there's a road between that, right? Is
No.
that what that is?
There's not a road between them.
It's a landscaped area.
And that might be a driveway, but
Mm,
there's no, I mean, they're paving the area between them. But there's not, and you can see there's a big drop off. They're actually out there grading right now.
mhm.
But there's a big drop off in the back part of the property.
We're actually working on this.
There was a grader out there moving dirt. I can't attest to what they were doing, but they were out there today.
Can you go back to the other map you had, go Pika, please?
This one?
Yeah. Can you go over to the other plot where they would have the apartments? Like just go the other direction? You know what I mean?
Go up further.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. So it's somewhere in there, the other
Yeah.
apartments. Yeah, I mean,
Wow, it's
I mean-
funny, that boundary doesn't,
It's,
the green boundary doesn't match
no,
18.2-1-14.2. Apparently,
so that's what I was getting at, is it that whole area that's demarked? You know what I mean?
yes,
Because
that's a good,
if it was
that's a
just,
good point.
if it was just the green, it wouldn't
It's-
even
it's-
work.
We're hearing that it's one tax map number, but it almost looks like it's two.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right? Because,
It's both of these parcels.
yeah,
It's this one
and that one.
and
yeah, see, it's 14.3.
That's what was confusing.
Yeah,
Because
see,
when I looked at the,
that means our notes need to be updated.
yeah, because if I looked at just the one parcel, I'm like, how are they even doing this? So,
Good
yeah.
catch.
so wait, was that the initial concern? Or?
well, that was the initial concern, but the other problem is, I mean, 4-story anything is so out of character with the area, but it's like,
What are you gonna do?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's like allowed, so
It's like a bad idea, but hey.
I got you. And my other side would be, we're building a brand new Quick Mart. We're gonna have, 56 parking places, vacuums, we're gonna have this and this,
Oh, yeah,
and we're not putting electrical charging station there.
yeah, it's really,
Does
and
that make any sense?
yeah, and if you go from that, not a quarter mile down the street is another, that's another fueling station. So it's not like you have a dearth, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, but I agree with you. I mean, you do fueling stations.
The future is still the future.
Yeah, you
At
very,
some point in time,
Yeah.
it's gonna change.
yeah.
Could both put them as an advisory note, right?
Yeah.
We should consider,
I think that would be a really strong advisory note to put in
I
there.
know we've
Yeah.
done it before and.
Yeah, we have done that before.
I think we
That's a
should.
good thought.
Like I said, I looked at it, I said.
Would anybody be
technically-
upset if we added an advisory note suggesting the town consider asking the applicant to include electric charging stations for vehicles at this point? Because we're gonna have 56 parking places and lots of other amenities for for cars, and
Mhm.
it seems to fit the future, but we can't make them do it.
No, but it would
And
make
if you
sense.
don't want to, say so.
Doesn't make a difference to me.
No,
I mean, I just think it's, the whole idea of burying another petroleum tanks, is like, all right, whatever. At least let's put the note in.
all right, can we get a motion to add the third advisory note?
I'll make a motion.
First advice.
First
Or
advisory.
first advisory.
Yeah.
That would have been the first, yes. Yeah, you're right. And now can we get a motion to modify or revise staff opinion? Motion.
A second.
All concur? Aye. Okay, next case. Serious Minds Childcare. Applicant name, Namra Khan. Project location, 1865 Jim Avenue, Albany, New York. Municipality, Town of Gilliland. Parcel size, 0.09 acres. Referring agency, the Town of Gilliland Zoning Board of Appeals. Special use permit for the proposed daycare. Staff opinion is modified local approval to include review and permits by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway, or involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required. Any comments or
I have no issues with it.
none either?
A motion.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Next project. Mail Works Printing Production Facility. Applicants, The Mail Works. Project location 5 Elmwood Ave. Municipality, Village of Manans. Parcel size 3.22 acres. Zoning light industrial. Referring agency, the Village of Manans Planning Board. Staff opinion, modified local approval to include review and permits by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway, or involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required. Any comments, questions?
Motion.
second.
All concur?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, project name. Battery Energy Storage System. Applicant's name is Scotland, ESS LLC. Project location. 1543 Indian Fields Road. Pure Bush. Municipality, Town of New Scotland, parcel size 137 acres. Zoning, RH, residential hamlet, referring agency, Town of New Scotland Planning Board. We'll jump over to staff opinion. Modify local approval to include review and permits by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway, or involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required. Staff note number 2. Review and permits by the New York State Department of Transportation for commercial property development plans involving new or modified access to a state highway, involve any change of use or expansion of an existing development on a state highway should be required. Okay, now, any questions or comments?
I mean, my only concern was, basically like the fire and safety program. It looks like they've done quite a bit of.
Yeah, it does look like they've done quite a bit of that.
So that was, about me.
They're looking for a special use. The other thing is have we heard anything from the town about any of their public meetings about this? There is public opposition to that.
We learned that.
This is in the paper too, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's New Scotland's got, I think, 2 more of them coming.
One on
In the
Warble
next
Road.
cycle, yep.
Where is it? Where is this at? In Fairwood?
Right on State Route 32. Indian Field Road is called Indian Field Road is State Route
There's
32.
a state trooper barracks just up the road.
Correct.
So what's the major objection? Is it safety issues or?
If they want to run away and burn.
Yeah,
The fire companies don't have the equipment to stop these.
and they're storing storage batteries, right?
Yeah,
It's a huge battery, yeah.
It's basically a big utility scale battery. So,
Carla, there's like,
Do we have a map?
oh yeah, we do.
and National Grid is gonna
Yeah,
own it, or who's gonna actually own it?
Yeah.
up to.
Scotland ESA?
Yeah.
LLC.
LLC.
Hi, this is Weston Hilligus. I represent RIC Energy. Just want to let you know I was on.
Okay,
If there's any questions, I'm here.
Okay.
How much interaction have you had with the local fire departments about this?
Yeah, so on September 13th, we had our energy safety response group consultant put on about a 4-hour safety demonstration talk training with the Nesquitha Fire Department. So quite a bit actually. We had previously before that. I can't remember the date, but I want to say about a month prior, we had a Zoom call with them as well to kind of do a meet and greet and kind of cover some of the major questions they had. And then that's what prompted us to bring our consultant on the 13th on Saturday to have the in-person training with the fire department.
So my question is, this area isn't zoned for this, and so they're asking for it to be zoned or be changed.
No, it is proper.
Use permit.
on special use.
This is a site plan review and the special use.
How far from the road is the installation?
Off the top of my head, it's about 300 to 400 feet off the road.
Mm-hmm, okay.
And this was zoned appropriately. The town does require a minor subdivision though, with a 7-acre parcel for the project. So we're in the midst of doing the minor subdivision with the SUP. Obviously,
Yeah,
we're not going to.
We aren't seeing the subdivision here today.
Yeah,
Right, that hasn't been completed yet. That's going to be done in parallel with the special use permit because we don't want to subdivide and then have our application denied. So once we have a clear path to approval with the town, then the minor subdivision will be approved after that.
Can I see the other map? The one where you had like the actual.
The drafting map.
Yeah, the aerial. That's the big parcel. You're seeing the big
That's
137 acre parcel. It's going to be down in that corner. Along that power line in the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah, you can see the existing access off Indian Fields Road if you zoom in kind of on the most northern tip of the parcel.
Keep going.
Yep.
Zoom again.
Right across from the fire department, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See that driveway going in?
mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. You're taking your storing batteries in the middle of pretty much a natural environment. I think you just said that I hear that they met with the fire department and that sounds good, but.
And I'm not a fireman, so much that is,
but.
and that's one of the concerns is fire safety on it.
Yeah, that's my same concern. And then I don't know if those are residential areas around it or people around it.
Yes.
And
Yeah, Pure Bush is, as you know, a hamlet, and those are mostly residential people right around it.
right. And I can imagine that the individuals who live around it, no matter if it's 137 acres, would feel the same way I would feel if I've been living here for a long period of time and then somebody said they're going to come and put a big storage building or whatever with a big battery. So I'm just going to be honest, I'm voting no on it, but that's just my opinion.
I can,
So it's the environment that bothers you?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like if there's an industrial zone somewhere else, it would not be an issue.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
If you were saying this to me and like down the street there was some similar parcel or whatever, then I'd be like, okay, like
The neighbors are used to it or whatever.
yeah, like that makes sense. And what's the next? Okay, you have the one fire department, but what's the next nearest fire department close to that? Right. So, those are. I think that's all things to consider when you're talking about adding something that has.
What did when you trained with the fire, excuse me, my name's Brian Crawford. I have a question.
sure.
When you trained with the fire company, did they enjoy the experience? I'm sure they enjoyed the training, but were they receptive to the idea that they could control one of these, or are they concerned?
They were actually very receptive, and they actually all joked at the end of the meeting saying, we spent 4 hours of training to pretty much tell you that the fire department does not need to do anything, and they can't necessarily do anything other than call our local subject matter expert if something were to happen, if there was a thermal runaway. It doesn't mean there's flames, doesn't mean there's fire, just it means it overheats. And it does not. There's studies that done, and ESRG is our emergency response group. I don't know if you've heard of ESRG yet, but they do their own studies and essentially put these batteries into thermal runaway and then study what happens and how to mitigate what happens. And they basically burn out on their own. And the only thing the fire department is there to do is to make sure it doesn't spread outside of the fire department, outside of the fence line. So they did joke that say that was a 4-hour training to say we don't really have or need to do anything with these because they are so safe, and the way they go into thermal runaway does not pose a risk outside of the facility. And I'm happy to forward you on to that consultant who does that training, and who is our consultant on this project and who has spoken in front of the planning board. And I can also provide the application materials and all of the safety studies that we have gone through that the town has made us go through. And I can push that over to you as well to become more educated on this, if that's helpful. Or I can put you in contact with the president of the Nescaflaw Fire Department. I'm sure some of you may have already know him, John Feyerhofer. But happy to work with you all to. Yeah, I'm looking at your screen now. Yep. That one, and then NO and P appendices.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, they have built-in safety features. There's 24/7 monitoring. We're going to be putting FLIR cameras to monitor 24/7 for any heat fluctuations. They have a cooling system. There's fans on the top that vent any heat to help dissipate. So there's many built-in safety features as well. During that training, the consultant from ESRG showed numerous videos of them actually putting the batteries into thermal runaway on purpose and showing that to the fire department, and it was not to the degree that they expected. I know I can tell you all of this here. You'd have to be there to see it, I guess, but these documents here, appendices NO and P, spell it out. But we went through in-depth review and
Again, Brian here. Have you had any public information meetings with the public?
so October 8th is the scheduled public hearing for this project. So not yet. We've had
So
planning
we
board
don't
meetings.
know. There are signs around already saying no batteries. There are
Understood.
people who don't like this.
Sure. Understood.
Okay. So I'm wondering what the your reaction has been, but you haven't got to that stage.
Correct. And again, we're going to have the Energy Safety Response Group, Eric Wood, our consultant, there at the public hearing to answer questions and put on a mini safety training for the public as well, just to show them what we've gone through and put the fire department through as well. So we do take this seriously. This isn't nothing we're just pushing through and trying to fly under the radar. We're definitely put some effort into this.
The guy that's like quiet. I'm from Albany. People come in and give us rundowns all the time, and then you have one community meeting. We give, the board gives you the green light here. You come in, you do one community meeting. The community says they're not for it because X, Y, and Z, and then you go do it, and then we don't really see any true regulation behind it. And, then something happens and we're talking about a catastrophic incident down the line. So that's just my opinion.
That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion.
I hear that. I would have, I guess the other part of it is that if there's signs already that people are like completely against it, then somebody has the same thing that I have, number one. Number two is that I guess in my head, I would have preferred to see this after the community meeting. So we have an idea of understanding what
the context is.
What the context is and why the community also disagrees. But, if it's me and I'm going to repeat the same thing I just said a few minutes ago. If it's me and I lived out in that area and someone came to me and said, hey, we're getting ready to put whatever batteries, people don't really care about the fans and all that stuff that doesn't, like, there's a reason why they're worrying about their safety. And so, I can respect the report and I can respect the training with the fire department. But yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, if I say something else, I think the public has the visual of, let's say, electric car battery putting off fireworks, sparking and spreading, and this technology in these battery systems are different. The ones used in cars are generally the nickel, manganese, cobalt, which are more dense. They can be smaller sizes to get more energy density out of them. These ones are the lithium iron phosphate batteries. So there's definitely a difference in the technology as well. But I think part of it is just educating, and it's a new technology. So it's understandable that people revert back to the visuals they have in their head of the past 10 years of the scooters that are lighting on fire in people's basements spontaneously. So it's understandable. And we're just trying to educate everyone on the new technology that Tesla has here and the safety aspects of them. And just to add to, we are fully compliant with the battery energy storage law of the town. We're not asking for any variances, but I just wanted to add that.
Do you have is there any sort of built-in fire suppression system with the battery pack itself?
There's not. There can't be. It's not necessary, and it wouldn't do anything, I guess, is the easy way to say it. That's why all the preemptive safety features are there with the 24/7 monitoring. There's sparkers that spontaneously and periodically spark in case there's any sort of buildup of gases, so there'll never be an explosion. Anything like I implore you to read through it, but there's a ton of safety features with these, and the added benefit, and the town is making us put the FLIR cameras around the perimeter, so you can see any spike in temperature, and that's a 24/7 camera system. And there's a
Well, I was
24-hour.
reading about a fire of a mega pack in a warehouse in the Netherlands in January this year.
Yeah,
And one of the things they mentioned was a fire suppression system kept it from spreading, and that's why I asked the question I did.
Yeah, that's inside a facility and it's housed indoors, which
I see.
isn't. Yeah, that's a totally different scenario.
Well, it is and
That
it
would-
isn't. I mean, if we're in the middle of a drought like we are right now, where all the vegetation around it is tinder dry, then I would say, what's the difference?
Well, yeah,
You know, it just,
the town made us, and there's a clause in their best law that we have to clear vegetation and have gravel, surrounding so many feet beyond the fence line and within the fenced in area. So it's all gonna be gravel. And like I said, this technology doesn't, when thermal runaway, if it were to happen, it doesn't spark and throw off flames and beyond the cabinet itself. It stays within the cabinet. And then that's according to all the tests that have been done by ESRG, and those are the videos they show. They purposefully made these go into thermal runaway to see what would happen, to see if they would propagate from cabinet to cabinet, tray to tray, and they didn't. So don't take my word for it, but that's what those are the studies that they went through, and they had videos of it and an in-depth analysis and talk about it. And I think that's what helped the fire department feel more comfortable.
Brian, if your concern is about public opposition, we could add a note that says the town should address any public opposition for the public concerns for the proposed project as a third note.
Yeah, well, as the third note, obviously, we know they're having a meeting on October 8th.
Third.
Or
October 8th,
8th or whatever. it is.
October 8th.
Yeah, we should.
mhm.
Okay, we can add a third and let's modify it.
Yes.
And again, because it's a modified, not an
I'm just
advisory,
gonna
that's the-
go back to the second.
Perfect, thank you.
I'm just gonna read it. So the third modified note would be the town should address any public concerns regarding the proposed use during their October 8th public hearing.
Okay. Any other comments? Can we get a motion to accept the modified local approval to include and the three notes? Make a motion.
I'll second.
Anybody, okay, in opposition? We have one in opposition. I will concur with the other two board members. That concludes our regular adjournment. Oop, I gotta get back. Continue with referrals, unfinished business. Okay, unfinished business. The Department of Economic Development and Conservation and Planning has hired a new graduate fellow who started part-time on August 29th. They will be working with the department until next spring. A new senior planner has also been hired and is scheduled to start work full-time October 3rd. In addition, Gopika is now in the process of hiring a full-time confidential secretary for the department and hopes to have someone in place by mid-October. Topeka will send out an introductory announcement once all new department members officially start. Okay. On to new business. A, Topeka's office is moving downtown due to the substantial growth of the Department of Economic Development, Conservation and Planning. More space is needed. A new office will be located on the 10th floor of 112 State at the county office building. The Albany County Planning Board meetings will remain in Voorheesville for the foreseeable future. Once hired, the new confidential secretary will become the planning board secretary, but in the interim, Lynn is happy to assist with everything that is needed. Okay. B, Kate Powers has submitted her resignation from the Albany County Planning Board. An increase in her work travel is resulting in her inability to commit to attendance at our planning board meetings. We thank Kate for her contributions to the planning board and wish her well. Due to Kate's resignation, we are now looking for a new Albany County Planning Board member. Please let Topeka know if you knew someone who might be interested. Ideally, we need someone with planning board familiarity and zoning familiarity. Okay. D, save the date. The Capital Region Planning Commission's annual planning and zoning conference will be held on Friday, October 17th from 8:30 to 3:45 at Hudson Valley Community College. You can obtain all 4 hours of the required training credit at this conference, or you may choose to attend a portion of the day versus the whole day. October 17th.
Yeah.
8:30 to 3:45.
We'll send something out to you.
Okay.
Please let Topeka know if you would like to attend, and she will submit your registration. The funds to attend this planning budget seminar, Topeka will need to pay for your registration directly. She is, we're gonna have.
I might have.
With the funds to attend come from the planning budget, but Topeka will need to pay for your registration directly. She is unable to reimburse you for training expenses. In other words, she's got to register you.
Right, right.
Okay.
The next meeting of the Albany County Planning Board will be Thursday, October 16th, 2025. And the deadline for municipalities to submit referral items for review will be on Monday, October 6th, 2025. Could we get a motion to adjourn?
A motion.
All concur.
Aye.
No, bad.